Hey, Tony Gasser here, popping in now. Wherever you at, we might be in the school, the Purpose Pushers community, having us a call. So you need to get your life together and get on over there. And it's gone with your hate. Get your life together. 7-day free trial on me. Come on in, check it out, see what it's about. Listen to the recorded call that's put in the classroom and check that out. Now, a lot of y'all sent me this right here and asked me to speak on this with the Joy BadA and Serayah, not sure how to say her name. And I guess her being cheated on, sound like they say she said she was cheated on multiple times. And wow, what's happening now? Whoa, I don't know what from now. Ooh. And so y'all forgive me real quick. Why text me? And I was sending her a text that this place got shut down for roaches and stuff. Feel like I ordered from there. And here's the thing. Once again, like I tell you now, you could be cheated on by anybody. But what you have to realize about this, and let me go over here and shout out to the Purpose Pushers community. We've got 110 members trying it out right now. Everybody on a free trial, so don't really mean that. You know how that is. You know, I don't know how many gonna stick on in there with us, but let me go over here to Google and I'm gonna pull up their picture just so I could be looking at them while I'm talking about it. And so as soon as I type in Joey B and Serayah, I'm gonna hit this here images and see what they look like. So the thing about it is y'all be wanting love. You be wanting love. And what we talk about, and y'all hear me talking about this with looks compatibility. So with the looks compatibility, they took and got the complexion compatibility. Typically, people are attracted to a look that's different than them, the opposite complexion. So they have that right there going for themselves in the sense of light skinned women typically want a darker skinned man, and darker skinned men typically want a lighter skinned woman. And there are people who don't, but you see that combination a lot. And but the thing about it is, as y'all have noted, for darker skinned men, brown skinned men, you don't go through as much as darker skinned women. So dark skinned women, due to the colorism in our world, goes through more. And let me see if you can. That's a search the image. I'm trying to see if it's a way I could zoom in a little bit. So here shows the realness of this here situation. Here is where we see the realness of this situation. And this is where the problem lies. So this right here is basically look how slim his face is. So you take this face, and this is what I try to tell y'all ladies. And a lot of times y'all don't understand this on looks compatibility. So you take this slim of a face. Now, if you go to my Instagram and look back 20 years ago in my life, my face was slim like this right here. But this is as a grown man now, at his age. So you take this slim of a face and you put him back in middle school, and he's basically a twig. And then look at this right here. This, you always got to pay attention to this, ladies, and this gonna tell you how much issues you're gonna have with a man. Do you notice his mustache don't connect to his goatee, and he has no cheek hair? That right there is always the sign of an underdeveloped man, meaning like his whatever it is, testosterone or just his genetics, he was more so underdeveloped. Doesn't mean ugly, don't mean little thing, don't mean all of that, but just less manly, less masculine. So what that means is he is a late bloomer. So you got to pay attention. If you get a late bloomer, 9 out of 10 times, you're going to have a problem on your hand because he didn't get to fulfill his youthful lust when he was in high school and college age, 18 to 22, because he was underdeveloped and he looked like a child. And so now you have her where everything looks pretty much symmetrical. Now she have a little bit of a head butt ability, and I'm proud of her for rocking her forehead, because people try to pick on Rihanna's forehead and they're quick to call you a 5 head. So other than a little bit of chromium domium, she is, for the most part, you don't see nothing else that you would consider a flaw. So what that essentially means is cheekbones, lip, jawline, chin, ears look, got a little size on them, but nothing, they're not like sticking out through her hair. So, and if these is natural, then that would be prime, peak little whatever to them, but it could be an augmentation. And she could have been, slim. Like she looked like she's slim, like little petite. This is like it's kind of like the dope boy that gets the prettiest girl in the hood, is essentially what this is. She's not changing him. He's not slowing down. No motion for her. She's arm candy. She's the most beautiful woman he's ever been with. So he wants to put the baby in her. He wants her to be the baby mama, but he's not slowing down no motion for her because he has not had everything he want to have. So it's different types of women he want. He want big booty Judy. He want Becky with the good hair. He want Snow Bunny. He want dark chocolate. He want mega breasts for the mega fest. He want all the different 31 flavors at Baskin Robbins. He want all 31 flavor. Rocky Road, Moose Knuckle. He want everything. Brownie, Crownie. Every flavor he want to dip the stick and get him a little taste. And that's the thing that you're going to deal with when you get with a underdeveloped man who is still trying to connect his facial hair in his adulthood. You gonna go through that. He is just because he's still trying to find himself. He's still trying, he's still living, he's still filling it out. And she may be what they would call conventionally beautiful. And so that's where you have that issue at. That's where the issue come in at. That's where you're gonna deal with that right there type of situation. And you got to understand that. And so when you getting ready to get with somebody, you have to make a risk assessment. You got to take off your future wifey, future mother hat, and you got to put on your insurance agent risk assessment hat. Like along came Polly, he was the insurance person and he assessed the risk. You got to put that hat on, and you got to take everything into consideration. Do this man have? Because see, the other thing, let me tell y'all that y'all don't be looking for. All that hairline he got, it's a red flag. Had a lady tell me, Tony, I want a man with a full hairline. You got a man that's still growing. That hair supposed to be gone. Once we cross 25, that hair go to recede. If that hair and them corners ain't receding, that hair ain't receding, he got too much hairline, and that beard don't connect, and he can't fill out over here. You got to it ain't 100% now, but you got to tread lightly. You got to watch yourself. And so she went and got her a hood booger. She got her a hood booger. This is the celebrity version of Pookie and Ray Ray. And y'all see, I don't cuss, so y'all see I just wrote Joey BadA. But what is power in a name? It's like getting the dog named Sparky. He gonna be and name your dog Sparky. He bouncing all over the place. He tearing everything up in the house. Versus getting the dog and naming it Coco Chanel. So you get Sparky, you get Rocco, you get Dynamite, you finna have a problem on your hand. You get your Joy BadA, you finna be a BadA. You're not finna have no easy going, slow Sundays. No, he bringing the storm to your life, and that's what you signed up for. So you want to be cute. You want you a thug. You want you a bad boy. That's what you get. That's what come with it. So y'all have got to stop overlooking the nerd, the lame. Those are the real men. Call all the street terms lame, nerd, cornball. Throw all that out the window. You need peace. That's what you need. You need peace. I'm the opposite of my wife's sister's husbands. They both got white men. And when I tell you, they life story is not 1% of my life story. And guess what? My wife done had to put up with way more migraines than her sisters could even have a nightmare about. They life finna be so much softer than my wife's life was dealing with me. Cause I was Tony BadA coming out the streets. And so when you want that swag, when you want himothy, and you want all that, you gonna go through some stuff. When the man coming out the well, he could, he out there long stroking anything he want a long stroke on. And you thinking, oh, I'm finna take him out the streets and tame him. Oh, yeah, you finna go through it now. You gonna go through it. And see, Joey, he ain't called to what I'm called to. So that's how I was able to turn the corner and he wasn't. But guess what? It sounds like they say Sound like they say they got a baby together. Oh yeah, cause right here, she pregnant. So, and again, now, yeah, the hair ain't all the way down to the middle of his forehead, but he still got a full head of hair without facial hair. So, and then she went and got pregnant. So guess what? Now you're trapped. So regardless of you leaving, you got to deal with him for the rest of your life because y'all got kids together. So now you got to deal with him for the rest of your life. He got what he wanted. He got what he came for, to reproduce with elite genetics. So got a woman that he feel has elite genetics and put a baby in her. I don't know if they got married or whatever. Oh, ends engagement. So they was engaged. So they wasn't even married. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't know when and I don't know what it's gonna take for me to get y'all to stop taking the stupid pill of having a man baby. I don't know at what point I'm gonna be able to get y'all ladies to stop having a man baby that's not your husband. Because even him being your husband ain't gonna guarantee you nothing. It ain't gonna guarantee you everything, but at least you give yourself a better chance. And I don't have another word for this, but what I'm gonna tell you, and I'm asking you to forgive me, but it is the dumbest thing in the world to have a man child that's not your husband. Because a man who won't commit until death do us part on a piece of paper that he can divorce you, he could have you sign a prenup, marry you before God, and divorce you and go on with his life. He cannot divorce that child he had with you. So what y'all don't realize is a baby is more binding than marriage. So I don't understand why people put the cart before the horse. And you are willing to have a baby with somebody that you cannot breach, you cannot unbind that. You can't divorce that. But don't require marriage to see if he willing to put his name on that line. And if he ain't willing to put that name on the line, this is what I tell my daughter, and this is what any man with a daughter, I ain't even got no daughter, but any man with a daughter would tell her, if that man don't love you enough to marry you, then you shouldn't love him enough to get on your bike and open your legs and risk your life and risk your future giving him a baby if he won't give you his last name. At least make that. And a lot of guys don't want to hear that. But when I got my wife pregnant, I got on one knee because I was young and dumb and living in sin too. But I knew I'm not finna be with no woman and no baby daddy, and I'm not finna be having a co-parent, and I'm not be all that right there. No, if you good enough for me to have a baby with, you good enough for me to marry. And that's what you got to realize and understand. Y'all have got to get to that place. Y'all forgive me, I was filming a TikTok too. You got to get to that place. And people don't understand it, and people just want to, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all, let me put this. put that. I'm on my TikTok, y'all. So get on over there. It's Tony Gaskins Maine. So get on over there and grab that in your life on my TikTok. Y'all get on over there. Oh Lord, thing keep showing me my sister, baby daddy page. And so that's what I want y'all to realize. And but listen, I honestly don't be knowing if these women just be wanting to use these men for a child and just be like, hey, I want to see my egg fertilized and I want to have a little bundle of joy and might as well do it with a man with money than a broke average man. So cause I cannot wrap my head around it. Like I'm a man and I refused to have a baby mama. So I can't understand how women are settling and okay for a baby daddy by choice. It's different if you become a baby mama by force. But when you settling and becoming a baby mama by choice, I don't understand. I can't wrap my head around that. That just does not add up to me at all. Like it's so confusing. That is so confusing. And y'all just really have to stop doing that. You got to stop doing that. Like, please. I know it's a lot of women watching me, and you've already done it. And you like, well, Tony, it's too late for me. I already did it. I understand that. Be that as it may, it's already done, but guess what? Don't do it again. Because I know women who done it 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 times. Like, don't do it again. Don't okay, you done had your baby from a man that's not your husband. And I'm gonna tell you like this right here. If you get married or you have a baby from a man and then y'all get married, or y'all get married and then you have a baby and it doesn't work out, you've lost nothing. I can't be mad at you. I can't blame you. You have lost nothing. You ain't did nothing wrong. Like, because you did it the right way and it didn't work out. I hate when women say, oh, well, getting married ain't gonna guarantee nothing either. Yeah, but it increases your chances of it working, because at least you know that the man is willing to marry you. At least you know that the man willing to marry you. He willing to be somebody for you. And y'all forgive me. Let me set up this here trial reel. And you just got to get to that place. Put this here. Hey, y'all, this the life of a whatever you'll call it. So, got to do this right here. Got to put it on out there. And right now I'm doing trial reels. So listen to me. With this situation, what it is Joy, and men like Joy, you got to always be able to put people in a category. Before the money, unless he was a dope boy or a star athlete, he wouldn't be able to get a woman that looked like Serayah. So when he get her, it's kind of one of them things of like a man, he can't believe it. And today, your average man doesn't trust women. So if you don't feel like you on Chris Brown level or Drake level, you fear that she's gonna get a DM from somebody like that. Because if you DM'd her or y'all talking or y'all met, you fear her getting a DM from a man on another level and her entertaining that conversation and her wanting to go that route. So a lot of times men will cheat for safety. They'll cheat because they saying, hey, I want to cheat just in case she cheats on me. And I never forget, I was talking to a NBA player and he was trying to do a little podcast and he brought me on his podcast and he wanted to talk about his ex and who was a very beautiful woman and he had cheated on her and she broke up with him and he was like, the podcast never got released. He's now an NBA champion and everything. But he told me, he was like, I cheated on her because I was afraid that maybe she'll cheat on me. And I was like, man, so you basically just did it to have an ace in the hole. Like it was just like a safety net so that your ego and your heart wouldn't be hurt. And a lot of men have done that. A lot of men will do that just to have an ace in the hole, just to have something to fall back on. A lot of men will do that. And I believe that a man can cheat on a woman and get her to stay a time or two. And she'll put them through a lot. And yes, she'll cuss them out, she'll yell and scream, but a woman ultimately want to make it work. But if a man keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on cheating, eventually the woman will hit her breaking point. And somebody showed me something or sent something that was saying that, the guy was saying he wanted multiple, he believed in having multiple wives, multiple women. And my thing is just like, I don't understand that from guys who not like in the elite gene pool, meaning they don't have the look that majority of women are describing that they want. Like it's not like women always be talking about Morris Chestnut and Idris Elba. Well, Joey don't look like that to me. I could be looking at it the wrong way. I'm not a woman, but just when I look at features, he don't look like what the women say is really attractive to them. So I don't understand how regular looking men be talking about they need multiple women. That just sounds greedy to me. And it also sounds unrealistic. It just don't make sense. Like, why? Who died and made you king? Like, why do you deserve multiple women? Like, you regular guy. Like, just like every other man, the rest of us who got one wife, why we deserve one wife and you deserve multiple wives? Like, why we okay with one and you want multiple? Why we taking care of one and you want multiple? It just don't add up. It don't make sense. And it's like, man, get what you get and don't pitch a fit. Like, sit down and shut up. Like, it just don't complicate things. Like, why try to go against the grain? It's different if we lived in a society where everybody, where the majority had multiple women. But when you don't live in that type of society, you asking your woman to do something that she looking around and sees no woman that she looks up to and respect doing. And so Serayah look at Sierra and she like, man, look what Sierra got. Look what Beyonce got. Look what Rihanna got. I think Rihanna is a baby mama without what's it called? And so, it's one of those things to where you're doing all of this and you ain't got nobody. Like, it don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. And I just can't really see it making any sense. And so when you hear a man say something like that, you got to run. Run. Save yourself the headache. Save yourself the time. And the thing about it, I never expect you to be able to read a man the way I could read a man. But if you meet a man and you need help and you need to get male feedback, your dad is not his gift or your brother is not his gift, then get on my mentor.life and get on a call with me, and I tell you what I see in them, and then you could take it with a grain of salt and move accordingly as you want to. But I give you the real on the situation, because the stuff y'all falling for and the stuff you falling into with men you shouldn't have to go through nothing with is just it's getting bad. And I feel bad for the young lady, because now here she is. She done had the man baby and then got cheated on so bad that now she gotta leave. And only, I'll be honest with you, and just for lack of a better word, I don't have another term, but I'm just using the street term of just like what y'all call them and what other people call them. But only a lame is gonna want you when you have a celebrity's baby. Like, and so people automatically go to Russell and Sierra, but Russell is what society labels as a square or a lame or a this or a that. And there's nothing wrong with being that, but it's not a plethora of those type of good men around. But then you also have to realize Sierra, like Serayah, for some men, Sierra is a fantasy. So it's not like, and I think a lot of people skew this and they say, oh, Sierra Russell, Sierra Russell, Sierra Russell. But they forget that Sierra is a fantasy for a man. But your average man is not going to be with a woman with a celebrity's baby or the baby of another man that he knows or knows of. And so on a regular everyday scale, it's like if you go out and you have a baby from a man in your city and you stay in that city and then you want to date other men, it's a good possibility the next man you date could know your child's father, and he's just not going to want to be in that situation unless he's looking up to you and infatuated with you, which is a very rare occasion. And so Russell Wilson is infatuated with Sierra, and probably any man in her presence would be infatuated with her. But if you see Future one infatuated with her because he had to pick of the litter. He hadn't had, and Sierra tried to do with Future what Serayah did with Joey. And that's the mistake that y'all made. You try to get you the bad boy, the guy who make your ovaries jump, and then you have to jump ship because you thought you could tame a wild animal, and you can't. When he wilding and he meat slanging and he could knock off anything he want to, you not finna slow that motion down. So you're lusting and you want security and you want the tough guy, you want the bad boy. And that's what is unfortunate, because and then the man sometimes comes, he wakes up and he comes to that realization like, dang, the good man. He like, dang, I'm her sloppy seconds. Like, she ain't even want my type. Now she see me because she got dogged out by her type. So now all of a sudden, my type has value to her. So a lot of them guys, they get hurt. Some just don't care. Like Russell isn't blind to the fact that he may not be Sierra's first choice and that he became her first choice after she went to the dark side and tried it. But if you notice, most women don't pick the good guy first. That's why they say nice guys finish last. I mean, my thing, as long as you finish. But they say nice guys finish last because the women is picking the bad guys. They picking the mean guys. And I some days, man, I wish my wife had a better husband. Like I wish she had one of them really rich guys who just you do anything you want to do, treat him any kind of way, pee on his head, call it rain. I think every woman deserves that lifestyle, but it's just unrealistic. And I'm definitely not the one. Like I'm gonna love you and treat you right and all that now, but listen, he gonna be running over me. Say that right. I seen a white guy who he looked gay and the lady and sound gay too, and the lady of marriage movement or black marriage movement posting this white man talking to her black audience talking about men don't need respect and he wish he knew and he wish he all that. It's like, boy, shut up. Because you're using the word out of context because the Holy Bible says, wives, respect your husbands as unto the Lord. That's what we instructed by the Bible. So a man does need respect, just like a woman need respect. Bible tells us to love our wives as Christ loved the church. Is that not respect? But he trying to say like, oh, if she ain't said in a certain way or she ain't said that ain't got nothing to do with respect. That got to do with you being sensitive. You need to say men need to stop being sensitive. But to say men don't need respect, you misphrasing it. You saying the wrong thing there, buddy. So shut your soft behind up. I die by my respect. And that's every man in the world. That's why the Bible says that. The Bible could have said, wives, love your husband. Wives, cook for your husband. Wives, have sex with your husband. The Bible say, wives, respect your husband. And submit unto your husband as unto the Lord. Husbands, love your wives, and wives, respect your husbands. And that's what you got to realize and understand about this marriage situation. It's like you have got to know what you picking. So my wife could talk to me how she need to talk to me, and as long as it's respectful. You say anything you want to say. You call me immature, grown boy. As long as you ain't yelling at me and cussing at me and all of that right there, you get anything off your chest. And I let her talk long as she need to talk. I'm going to hear you out now. I'm going to listen to you. But you ain't finna disrespect me. I'll be doggone. I'll be a dead man before that happen. And see, these people be out here pushing these narratives that people take out of context. And they don't realize and understand the damage that they be doing trying to get a narrative off. And so that creates these gender wars. So when you go into this relationship, the man saying, hey, I'm finna nut off on her. I'm finna get out here and because she thinks she all that. She thinks she ain't got to respect me. She thinks she this. She thinks she that. She thinks she finna tame me. She thinks she finna change me. She trying to whip me. She trying to lap dog me. So I'm finna show her. And a lot of times people don't even realize a lot of these online narratives that put men versus women and women versus men be playing in the back of these folk head. And they be thinking about that stuff. They be going through that stuff. They be struggling with that stuff. A lot of folk don't even realize what they be struggling with and going through when they be seeing that. And so then the next thing you know, it's like, oh, well, it's part of the issue. And it's an explanation, not an excuse. Because we go into a relationship with everything that we've seen, heard, experienced, learned, feel, fear, all of that. And it shows up in their relationship and it comes out in that relationship. And so I commend the young lady on leaving. The unfortunate part is she left with a permanent stamp. Like you branded as his woman. And it's going to be hard to find her type that's gonna be okay with her being his woman. And I would say to women, you gotta be careful with that too, because men grow to love their own child. That's why you see so many absent fathers, because it's not an automatic that a man loves a child unconditionally. And that's why there's so many single mothers. You would hope and think that it would be that way, but a man can walk away from a child that is his flesh and blood. So you have to be careful forcing your child on another man, because men already struggle to learn to love their own child. So you go and you force in the situation and you want another man so bad to prove that you're worthy and to prove that another man will love your child who comes from a different man. And then that man is bullying your child and thumping them in the head, thumping them in the back of the ear, slapping them in the neck, slapping them in the face, and doing stuff to him and punking him and scaring him or her and telling them if they tell you, they're gonna break up with you and leave them lonely and leave your mom lonely and hurting and broken and sad and crying. Or if you tell your mom, I'm gonna take her life or I'm gonna take your life, and to the child don't know no better. The child don't know that that man not telling the truth. And so now you forcing the situation because you want a man, and then you got this man watching your child and with your child alone, even for a second when you're not looking, and he done slap your child in the head. And you looking at your child and you wondering why they eyes watering or why they looking shivery, why they looking scared. And it's because the man you done now went and chose and picked is terrorizing your child. And you so blinded by the desire to have a man that you can't even tell it. And now your child grow up to hate you and resent you because you put them in harm's way because you wanted some dangling in your life too bad. And that is a result of you getting with a man and having his child that wasn't your husband. And so that same desperation that made you put the cart before the horse, now you put the cart before the horse again and again and again and again. And you keep going through the same thing over and over. And you got to wake up and smell the Folgers in the morning. Folgers, send me a check. And once you realize that, then you're going to close your legs. You're going to open your eyes and your ears, and you're going to start to pay closer attention. But I got a coaching call, and then we got the call with the Purpose Pushers community. If you're not in the community, a 7-day free trial. Try it out. Get on over there. Check it on out. Join us. God bless you. That's the only link I'm focusing on right now. So get on in there. We building the community up, and we going from there. God bless you. We'll talk soon.